All right. Welcome to We Are Something Else, episode 99, 99 Problems. And we are here back tonight with our Black Business Series. And tonight, join us from Delicious Beverage, we have Al and Fanny Rim. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
We're glad to have you here tonight. We'll get into all the great things you guys have been doing. Before we get to that, Rich, CB, what's up?
What's going on, man? It seemed like this week kind of went by fast. It seems like we're every other day seems like it's about to be Thursday. But it's good though. You know, we got a great group of people here. We're gonna talk about some good things, and I'm excited because also the holiday weekend is coming up, and if nothing else, it's an extra day not working. So,
absolutely, CB.
Hey guys, kind of gonna say the same thing that E said. Like the week has felt like it's kind of flown by a little bit, and I'm also definitely looking forward to having an extra day off, just sleeping in. Just not having to set an alarm. Definitely looking forward to that. But, I always look forward to Thursday. We got great guests tonight. Excited to get the conversation going.
Absolutely. So Al, Fanny, welcome to the show. How was your week up to this point?
Thank you.
It was going by fast as well. I got the notification that I was going to be, a celebrity host on some show. I looked up and it was Thursday. I was like, oh, that can't be this week. So thank you for your emails and correspondence, which kept me on track.
We try to stay on top of things.
Yep.
Great. So it did seem like the week went by. So we're just sitting here trying to figure out what we're going to do for episode 100, which is coming up next week. And we've been at it for a while, and there's a lot of great things for everybody who's watching that trying to work on for episode 100. But before we get to that, we got to handle business tonight. So with that said, let's wrap. So this picture right here, CBE Rich, are you up on this? So this is Ronald Green. Let me give some context. This is Ronald Green. And for those who have not heard Ronald Green was actually, he predates George Floyd in his situation. George Floyd was kind of the spotlight because there were cameras and there were people watching. But come to find out that Ronald Green happened almost a year or two before George Floyd. Wow. And it was Louisiana, I believe. Let me look at my notes. Louisiana, May of 2019. He led the cops on it. It was a chase. I don't think it was not enough to end up in his death. Let's put it that way.
Right.
So I don't even know where to start with this because there's so many layers to this. Do we start with the cover up or do we start with the crime, or what crime, right? Because the cover up, I think the cover up is the crime in this case because they told his mother that he died in a car crash.
Wow.
And so for up until, I'm assuming, a week or so ago, she hadn't seen footage and she had just taken the police for their word that her son had died in a car crash. Well, then there's also footage from the body cams that come out of them just taking this guy out of his car. He's apologizing at this point for, I guess, a little bit of inconvenience he's caused. They take him out the car. They begin to tase him, cuff him, kick on him. You know, all these things that you wouldn't think that what happened warranted all of this or any of that, no matter what the crime is, right? Handcuffed him, hands behind his back, and then they left him on this in the prone position, which we've all come to know that term if you watched the George Floyd, the Derek Chauvin murder trial. And we're assuming he died from that. That was one of the reasons. And then in some of the footage, you see him trying to kind of crawl back and lean against the car to get his breath, and another cop comes and kicks him back down. So we can go around before to see where everybody is with this. E, had you heard about this?
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's not that have we heard about this if you don't know it in particular. It's all the other cases that sound just like this that have been going on from time and time again. Something you said kind of resonates, and it's the cover up is always the crime. You know what I mean? It's just the accountability that comes with it. Listen, look at the irony of the mother accepted what the police told her, and that's the way that we're still kind of preconditioned. You would think that that's the honorable thing, and that's just what happened, right? Because anybody doesn't want that phone call, that knock on the door, that a loved one has passed in an accident, and that's how you're having to hear about it, right? To only find out that there's more layers to it, to the cover up of, you know, and then you got them on the body cam with listening to what they're saying, how they're reacting to it. I believe the chief or one of the higher ranking officers came, and it was just kind of like, you know, good job, you know,
Yeah.
what you know, keep doing what you're doing, you know.
Wow.
And it just, like I said, it goes back to when we were highlighting the murderer, Deborah Chauvin or whatever, is that the accountability of one guy going to prison has desensitized me to all the rest that still have yet to get dealt with. And you know, you shy on that side of, you want to believe and hope that eventually a justice system that was built a long time ago that should be redone come around, but then you also kind of get that moment where this is where you want us to kind of have that, you know, something else has got to be done in order for it to change. So
Yeah. CB?
It's like you said, you know, it's another one that we've, you know, have to really see the dark side of humanity here. You know what I mean? Like, to tell such a lie, you know, to a mother, you know, when they got dealing with something like this, and then, you know, for it actually to come to light is, I mean, I can't even imagine how she must feel. You know what I mean? Like,
It's like reopening a wound.
Yeah, and it's making it worse. You know,
exactly.
Like there's no way that reopening this type of wound this way, you know, like there's no way that this is better. You know, hopefully from the standpoint, you know, there can be some justice, but it just goes to show where the disconnect is between what we are expecting to be going on and what actually is going on behind the scenes, you know?
Right. Al, Fanny, had you heard about this?
Yes. Again, yeah, it's the same story. I saw one of the attorneys went live today on Instagram, Lee Merritt, and, you know, just bringing all this evidence of this police officer wrongdoing to light, showing the video footage. It's really sad. It's really past sad because I don't understand when the police officers do these things. Why isn't that a crime?
Exactly.
I just don't understand them not being charged with a crime.
Right.
Because if the other person had done this,
yeah,
they'd be charged with a crime.
absolutely.
So when police officers kill innocent people, unarmed people, cover it up, it's not a crime. It's an administrative leave. It's,
absolutely.
suspension. It's not a crime. So I just want to get to a point where these police officers know if they go against, the rules and the legal actions, that they're going to be charged with a crime.
Absolutely.
I'm find myself continuing to be offended by, how the police treat Black folks versus how they treat, I'll just say white folks in the same type of situation, right? You were doing a high-speed chase, joyride, whatever it was, you get pulled over, and how they would respond to how a white had done that, the degrees worse, and how they just, when you look at the footage, it just seems like they don't feel like this person's a human being. He's less than a human being.
Right.
And then the second thing is the complete 100% cover up. Like everyone must have had to get off and huddle up and decide on what the story was going to be. That is a conspiracy, right? And so a conspiracy should warrant some serious jail time, not murder. So
absolutely, no, great point. And now that all this has come to light, there all of a sudden, we were doing the investigation. I mean, mind you, 2 years. We've been investigating this. This is we're taking this serious. But 2 years later, and there was one officer, I don't know what his rank was, caught on audio, and he was, all kind of degrading language was coming out of this guy's mouth, and he admitted to, roughing that guy really good, right? Well, you can't have this guy take this. You can't. The thing about this guy, the irony is, he died in a single car crash last year.
Wow.
They said the hammer was getting ready to come down on him. He was getting ready to supposedly lose his job behind this or something, and a single car crash happened, and he's gone. So you can read between the lines there, or maybe not, but irony, I would say. But we've told this story a lot, not this particular story, but all of these stories a lot over the past year, or just through the course of the podcast. There's always one. There's always going to be one. No matter when you think you're in the clear, there's always going to be one. And we know the severity. It's always, most of the time, it's always the worst. It's always death, right? And at some point, accountability. That's a word that's thrown around a lot, but where does it come in at? Where? And at this point, Chauvin is doing a little bit of jail time. We still don't know how much, how long he's going to get. He's in there, but this, the sentence is going to be nowhere near what he deserves. But maybe there'll be some accountability in there with the years that he gets. We'll see. But just one day, maybe the story won't be the story.
Right.
Right.
It's always the story.
Exactly. So speaking of stories, good transition here. This seems to be an ongoing trend on social media, and within the last couple of years, or maybe before that, it seems that ladies are proposing to their gentlemen. I don't know, where are they getting tired of waiting? But this seems to be the trend. Now, I want to send this around. We'll start with. Yeah, let's start with you at the top. Let's start with Al and Fanny. How do you feel about this, Al?
The way that Al was looking at it.
Wow.
I'll go ahead and speak up. I think it's heroic. It's risky, right? It's bold, and sometimes men just are lames, right? And they need a little prompting sometimes. And if you feel confident in your man, or or whatever, that he's just weak. He needs some prompting, or you feel like, hey, you know what? I'm worth more. Either you step to the plate and take a swing, or I'm out. And sometimes a man doesn't respect you until you pull the trigger like that. And so, I say good for him.
It's a no for me. No, okay. I'm not proposing to any man.
I said it was risky.
I mean, exactly, it's very risky.
Because men know when they want to marry you or not.
Absolutely.
So if you can't talk to them and say, hey, where's this going? I'm interested in sharing my life with you. You can hint or just be blunt and tell them what's going on and express yourself. And if they don't take the reins and, make the move, then that's not the guy I want. Because if he can't make a decision on, who he wants to be with, and then what's next? He won't be able to make a decision on purchasing a home or, starting a business. And, yeah, I'm all the way out on that one.
Nice.
Maybe I am sharing my life with you. And Sarah and Susan. And Monique.
CB, how do you feel about this?
As an unmarried single man, more power to him. But I can kind of side with both Al and Fanny to both sides of the argument, because you would expect as a dude that you would want to be able to make that decision. And I know I have friends who I know that their ladies had to drop plenty of hints that it was time, because they had been together for a number of years. And when you're bordering on what's that called? It's like legal
common law.
Yeah. When you've been together long enough that basically the law is about to look at it like, yeah, no, you guys are together. You should probably just bend the knee at this point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because if you're not going to bend the knee, unless you guys are just like, yo, filing taxes separately is way cooler, we're just going to keep doing this. If you don't want those tax breaks or whatever, I guess that's one thing. But I would more power to the ladies. But I honestly don't know how I would react, like if I was the dude in that situation, because what if I also was planning something? You know what I mean? And she undercut me like that. Like,
there you go.
Because
planning you need, son.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like when I saw some of these where it's like the girl knew the dude for like 10 days, and I'm just like, yo, what is going on? Like, in whether you're the guy or the girl making that decision, that's probably not smart. But it is what it is. More power to these ladies for being strong in that sense. But you would like to hope that the dudes would have the fortitude to be able to shit or get off the pot.
Right.
Catapult said my wife proposed I do the dishes tonight. I told her ladies shouldn't propose. E, how do you feel, man?
It's weird because I think it's I want to say maybe a generational thing, right? Like a younger generational thing. I think we've got into that conversation before about tradition, or traditional things and how, it's always been. It's interesting to see because, if you will, our generation of, we'll take it back to Jim and Jim Jones and Chrissy, everybody kind of looked at her like she's a strong Black woman, but she did this, to a guy that is of, a statue that everybody was like, well, if it took her to do that, then what's really good, and she still stayed around. You know what I mean? Whether it was legit or not. I think there's some context behind that. Clearly, every relationship has its own story of the reason why things are happening. Right. But it's interesting to see because, like you said, CB, there's some that do it with no hesitation, no time. This is what they want. No consequences. Probably don't know the other family from who shot John and what they really getting into. So, it's interesting though. But, I think that you would hope that it's all about that both of them come to that agreement, and that when the guy does it, that it's the mutual feeling that both of them have and not just one over the other. And I think that's what makes the story, right, is that it's the mutual feeling that both have for that moment.
I'm gonna pose a couple of questions here because there's a couple of things that can play into this, right? So one, like you said, women will give hints when they're ready. Whether it's a ring circle, in a book or internet ad that just still, that just happens to be up of K Jewel, that's a hint, right? But and that's when she wants the guy to do it. But where is the hint? Guys, I don't think guys would drop hints. I think honestly, until the pressure's there, most guys are gonna ride it out until it's do or die. It's that I'm moving on, or we're gonna move together. Like the pressure's there. So for this lady in this picture, or for any lady to get down and propose, are you seeing hints, or is this just something? This is just the other way of dropping the subtle hint, is just to go ahead and do it. Like, you're not catching up on my hints. I'm just going to do it because you're not going to do it.
That's the biggest hint possible right there.
Right. It's just staged.
That's not a staged picture. That happened.
Right. Well,
that's definitely a stage.
This one's definitely a stage picture.
This one's definitely staged.
I've never seen reaction.
Yeah.
I've never seen the guy's
reaction. You're gonna be like,
I've never seen a guy. Any of the videos I've seen, the reaction like that. So definitely staged.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, why does a woman get down on her knee if she's asked? I mean, I thought that was like out of respect for a man, the lady. I don't know why the women get down on their knee.
Respect.
But it's
at that point, if you're going to do it, like, all the roles have reversed. If you're taking this into your own hands and proposing to your gentleman or whatever, like, the roles are going to be like, how do you from there? How are things going to be defined? Well, that's just crazy. That's the major stepping point right there.
But it's defined by that story that they're gonna tell, like, when they're around their group of friends, that she proposed to him, right? Like, and that's how, and everybody else's story. But again, that's why I said, like, I think it's that generational that they're kind of on that. We understand tradition, but if that's not us, it's like, right, let us do us. If they're happy, then nobody's gonna question how that became a part. Now, yes, the older, maybe their parents will look at, oh boy, like, yo, he's weak. But if she's saying that I'm so happy with him and this is what I wanted to do, that's at the end of the day what they should be caring about, because she could have picked somebody that didn't treat her well, that taught just all kind of that it could have went left. But are you gonna hang your hat on that she decided to do this on her own?
I wish I knew somebody that did that. I would love to question them, like, the thought process. I wish I knew someone. All right, let's see here. So this right here, don't take LeBron as the storyline, but he is the reason why we're having this conversation. So it came out last week. LeBron went to a party, supposed to be COVID safe or whatever, but it wasn't a mask worn or whatever, and he could have gotten in trouble. But nobody's going to suspend LeBron. That's not the story. The story is that there is no transparency from LeBron if he got vaccinated or not. No one really knows the answer. So that's the sports outlets that I've seen. Everybody's in hysterics. They want to dive deeper into this man's life to know if he's been vaccinated. So my question for this is, do you care? And don't just take it as LeBron, but any of your public figures, do you care or not to know if they've been vaccinated? Does that matter? Is that something that should be public? You want to start it? Go ahead, E.
Yeah, let me start on this one. No, I don't give a damn because that's their personal business, and I don't need to know what they got going on with their personal life. I also didn't ask for, to know if their family got the flu shot or, you know what I mean. If they subscribe to, we are something else podcast because we're a Black podcast. Whatever it is. At that point, I don't know. And let's just be honest, you take it to work, that's confidential information. Now, that's for the masses to be more so you're pumping it so that you can get people behind you as if you're promoting it, right? Like, this is the thing to do. But he's his own person, just like all of us are, and we have our own decisions to make. I think LeBron has always been a person that has said, I control my family and what is put out in the what's put out in the social media, and for that purpose alone, I don't think you'll ever know until he wants you to know.
And Elena, by the way, Elena and Quatapo are married, so she's the one that proposed that he does the dishes. But she is saying now that since LeBron is vocal, absolutely he should be his record of being vaccinated should be the public should know. CB.
I personally don't care. It's one of those things where, similar to E, it's their own personal business, and just like, yeah, I know that if someone's a sports figure or some kind of celebrity, the public has a certain access into their life already, and to some degree kind of feel entitled to, more than that. And there's got to be a line somewhere, but at the end of the day, if people are doing what they're supposed to be doing, then whether it's public knowledge or not probably isn't going to be make or break. But for me personally, I don't care. If people want to post that they've gotten it, that's great. That's good for them. I know plenty of people that also have gotten it that didn't make a big deal about it. So to each their own. But I personally, it's not something that I am making. I'm not making my decision because LeBron got it, or because the president got it, or whatever. I'm making that decision for me.
Oh,
you're on mute.
Yeah, I'm mute.
Oh, my bad. Do you care if your public figures have been vaccinated, Fanny?
I do not. But again, just like Stevie was stating, if you're going to stand up and promote it, then I think you should have it and prove that you've taken it. But just off of GP, I don't think it's anyone's business if you take the shot or not. It's a personal choice.
Absolutely.
I think as a well-paid, highly paid, richest person that's out there entertaining us, and if you go down with COVID, it's going to be incredibly disruptive to the league. Not to mention the protocols that they have to. Whoever else was with you, they got to go down. They got to be quarantined. So it's a tremendous disruption to the league, and you're making that money. Go get the shot and tell people you got the shot. That's my opinion.
There you go. Okay. All right. Well, once again, we're back with our Black Business Series, and tonight we have Al and Fanny Rim of Delicious Beverage join us tonight for our Black Business Series. Welcome to the show again.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
So I'm going to lead off the questions because I was at Malia's Kitchen. They were on for our Black Business Series a couple weeks ago when I was down there visiting the truck, and you guys had a friend, Mark, set up out there. And Mark, great guy, pushing the products.
Pushing it.
And I followed him on social media for a while, and he had been talking about this company. And then Katrina and Adonis, the owners of Malia's Kitchen, kept talking about the beverages. Okay, well, I'll come out. If he's out there, I'm going to try it. Mm-hmm. So I go out there, and the flavors, there was one flavor that stuck out. in particular to me was the spicy pineapple.
Come on now.
I want to know how did you come up with the idea to make a spicy pineapple syrup that can go in tea or lemonade? What was behind that flavor?
I gotta be honest with you. I was at a party or an event,
Corporate event.
and there was some spicy lemonade on the table, and I was like, "Spicy lemonade? What is that?" Right? And so I got a glass of it, and I sipped on it. Very refreshing. Then there was the heat came after it, and kind of blew me up, and I was like, I needed more drink to cool down, and then I got hot again, and I was like, oh my God, this shit is amazing. I was like, everyone needs to be on this shit right here. Oh man, it's addictive. You just keep drinking it. And ours is, a little mix of chipotle and jalapeno, and that the sweetness and the tartness of our lemonade, it just makes it an incredible product. It's not for everybody, but we believe that we're going to enter the market with a very unique product that could blow up big time.
Oh my God, yeah, amazing. That was the first one I had to go to.
Oh, no, but what Mark is, I was telling that you can also, for people that say it's too spicy, if you mix it with the second most popular flavor, cucumber, you get the coolness of the cucumber, then the heat of the spicy pineapple. Yeah.
It's a whole party in your mouth.
It really is.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Love that. Al, Fanny, could you guys just kind of tell us how Delicious Beverage got started? Like what prompted, the business?
Well, we're serial entrepreneurs, and I personally have started numerous businesses and failed at numerous things, right? And I think it takes that failure and trying to really get your legs under you so you recognize where you're screwing up. Second thing that contributed to the success of this was me getting married to this lady here. She sort of grounded me. That's a word. Yeah, so maybe I was out there bad. I don't know, but the grounding allowed me to focus, and it could have been anything, but we decided that it was a little bit after we had tasted this spicy pineapple that we were thinking of. You never go to a place, go to a restaurant, or go out dinner and come home talking about the beverages, right? You come home talking about the steak or the dessert or whatever, but have you ever come home talking about the spicy lemonade? That never happens. Our drinks are custom made, all the best ingredients, no artificial flavors or colors. We wanted to make them with the best ingredients, so it's a party in your mouth. And so we've made and attempted numerous flavors. Here's just a few of them, but each one is unique. And we wanted each one that people taste to be the best peach they've ever had, the best strawberry they've ever had, the best mango they've ever had. And then our signature drinks, the spicy pineapple, the Caribbean, which is actually the #1 selling Caribbean, it's amazing. So
I had that in the tea. So I lingered by the table and I just kept hitting pay on the PayPal and Cash App.
Oh, you was paying? Oh
yeah, no, I was paying. No,
Let me taste that one. Oh, that's good.
Hey, look, we support Black business. We
support.
Yeah, I was hitting the sin payment every time because I wanted to try, and I actually did try the Caribbean mixed with the tea. Mm-hmm. And like you said, I had the peach. I did try the cucumber. I tried the spicy pineapple, but I did the pineapple with the lemonade. He only had the lemonade ready to go at the very beginning. That was the first one I wanted to try. I was impatient.
Okay.
I was impatient, but everything pairs well.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my. E, go ahead. Your question, because I can be gloating all night. Go ahead, E.
No, so two-part question. One, do these said drinks travel all the way to the West Coast? Because if so, I need to be able to put in an order so I can get those out here so that I can taste them and have the same reaction that Cleo's having.
We'll get them out to you expeditiously.
Yes, we ship all over.
As a matter of fact, a little promo for us for the Memorial Day. The promo code is DB Memorial 31. DB Memorial 31. 31% off during Memorial Day. So, I mean, up until Memorial Day. So, we're trying to move some numbers. It'll be a great time to dial it up at deliciousbeverage.com.
DB31, right?
I was going to say what contributed to the name also is the fact that every time someone tasted the product, it's like, this is delicious. This is really delicious. And we'd be like, actually, that's the name.
That's cool.
And
so
what is also unique, people love Arnold Palmer's. So we can make an Arnold Palmer with any of our drinks. So we do a Caribbean, a cucumber, a spicy pineapple Palmer. So we can do any Palmer you like.
That's right.
And we, like you said, everything is custom made. We make it to order. You can mix, match, put them however you want. And either way they come out, everywhere, it's going to be delicious.
Even the kamikaze.
So that kind of goes into the second question I had. Typically when we have guests on here, I'm always curious as far as when it's about, whether it's food, drinks, or whatever products that they make. What goes into the process of picking the combinations, right? Like the lab, Al, you might have a certain palate, Fanny, you might have one, like you said, somebody might like the heat, somebody might like this, or sweet and sour. And then what's one that you put together that you was just like, we definitely can't sell this because it is horrible? Like, I mean, I know everybody has that because there's got to be.
What was it? Tahiti bikini.
But he said horrible. So that was really delicious, actually.
No, it wasn't. No, it was okay. It tastes good.
Right.
But we had to kill it because our goal is delicious.
True.
So if we taste and sample, and we have the kids taste and sample, if they don't say delicious, then it's out. If they don't, they taste it and they say, oh my God, it's delicious. It doesn't make it.
And you know what's funny? We initially had flavors that we would reserve, and when you're out there in the field during the concessions, you promote them in different, like, oh, this goes best with lemonade, this goes best with tea. And we found out we're making a mistake with that. Like, you can't predict what people are going to like and what flavor, what ratio, any of that. And in one market, like Arizona, we have an affiliate in Arizona. The number one flavor is cucumber tea, where we were only pushing the cucumber in the lemonade. And so we've learned to just take people's order. And if they say they want a spicy pineapple tea, then spicy pineapple tea is what they get. And people are just, they love the product. I think the ability to make your own and call it your own and make a unique beverage where it's not something canned and what everybody else has. Mm-hmm. I know I think that contributed to our success.
We got a question from the comment section. Are your beverages in grocery stores?
It's mostly online, and we have a few online stores that are also affiliates. Juno.com, I believe, is one of the online stores. But Delicious Beverage is where our promo codes work best. So, but we are planning on opening, and this might have been a question coming up. We're going to open our restaurant, and it kind of contributes to. We're transitioning from, we were out in the field doing concessions, fairs, concerts, and all that stuff. And we're going to take those same formats and drinks into a restaurant format. And we also have a passion for creating a Black manufacturing company. So not only do we want to have a product on the shelf, we want to manufacture it, bottle it, package it, create the graphics and all the different things that go into it. So we're keeping those dollars as much in the community, but also in the business as we can.
Absolutely. So my question, so you creating these flavors, right? So somewhere along the line, somebody, I'm assuming, has to be some type of scientist, has to be able to has to know just the amount of this and what it takes.
Right.
You're not going to just come out of nowhere and have something that good.
Well, we've been lucky, but I do have some a chemical engineering background. But I started my career at Kraft Foods, which kind of taught me about setting up panels, the taste, and all of that. But my wife surprisingly was very good at it, right? And as I remember when working for Kraft, there were these flavor panels and flavor chemists, right? And they just had a sense of what went well together, and so she contributed greatly to some of the most popular flavors. And sometimes it's just I contribute by knowing, what stays fresh and how much moisture we have to have in the product to make sure it's shelf stable, and all those different things that because a shelf stable product was the goal. We wanted to be able to put these things on the shelf and not have to refrigerate them until after you open them. So that helps us. We're all set up for putting it in a grocery store. We're
Nice.
We're going to go Amazon, then probably Walmart.com, and then probably, since Amazon's connected to the store they just bought.
Oh,
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Whole Foods.
Whole Foods.
yeah, Whole Foods,
Exactly.
That's right.
So
They're
you do
trying to-
well on Amazon, and then if you've got the right formula, it's with you can't have certain ingredients in your product. You can be in Whole Foods as well. But we've also attracted a big, huge vegan crowd and vegetarian crowd. We've had a lot of other menu options to our portfolio, and so that's kind of be the for the restaurant. So, and hopefully we'll be able to bring those things to market as well.
Nice.
That's awesome. For the restaurant,
Mhm.
normally there's a food component. Can you guys speak to what you guys are planning from that standpoint?
Sure.
Oh, well, how could we forget? Go ahead, man. We make a vegan grilled cheese sandwich that is crushing the competition. Like,
Oh,
we'll be
wow.
at events and you'll see people with these complicated menus, the fish and the chicken, and all the prep work that goes into that. We roll up with some bread and some cheese and some butter, and it's going down.
Had me a grilled cheese.
The
Had me a
grilled
grilled
cheese,
cheese.
baby. Then we got, we're good at marketing, and so then you can also add some. So we add tomato, we add vegan jalapeno,
Wow.
vegan bacon, and when you add those things, we call it the works. And so we'll say grilled cheese, the works.
People love
So
it.
it's a lot of entertainment.
That's awesome.
Entertainment. Plus, we do the shakers. Like, so once we mix the flavors in, we have
Yeah.
shakers. And so all the ladies that are working in the field, they have shirts that say shakers on them. The shaker girls. Oh, you don't do that no more?
Wow.
Oh, sorry.
Wow. Okay, is that why we got the shaky shirts? Whoa, wow.
I thought she knew that.
Wow.
So that's the
Wow.
that was a private joke, and I didn't know. It made sense to me, but she probably wouldn't have green light that shirt if she'd have known what it meant.
No.
You gotta.
I just want to go with the theatrics,
Yeah.
Are you going to do a beverage mixology book that comes from the comment section?
I've been begging Fanny to do that book for going on a year now. Come on. But we're trying to do some how to make videos, right? And so a couple of them are already on our website, but we want to be able to show not only how to mix, but what to mix it in, some some menu ideas.
Yeah, a few different recipes just so people can try, mixing more of the flavors together because they really do pair well together. And then depending on what you're eating, it tastes good with certain foods like the grilled cheese. You have the little sweet and the buttery flavor from the grilled cheese. So we do have a few things up our sleeve that we want to pass on to the public.
Oh man.
Go ahead. E.
So one of I'm gonna keep beating this dead horse.
Go ahead.
So one of the things that sparked all of this, the Black Business Series that we have highlighted over so long, and over time is one, the resiliency of the slogan, we get it through the mud. Even through a pandemic, we find a way to still kind of maintain and if not even thrive through it, because what we put behind our business, our product. And one of the things that that I hang my hat on is a Black Wall Street. And when you had talked about from the wanting to bottle to the whole nine, it's a sense of, I feel like there's enough business in that area of, do you, and I guess really this is kind of a imagination of mine that I have, if you were able to do that, do you see that being a major staple in creating other Black businesses that will go through you, that then we can start creating our own, if you will, block of businesses, if you will, that are just us based upon the good products that we're trying to present to the community, which is our community first?
Did Mark forward you my business?
Right, because that is right on point.
I forgot my man's name from the
Adonis.
Adonis. He because I had on a Black Wall Street shirt, and I've been screaming Black Wall Street for a very long time. Cleo, since he first met me, I had it on my football jersey. It's just because I really, when I was taught, and not listen, and when I say that, I mean it in a certain way. When I was taught that history, right, and I understand it. Me coming from California and then moving out there, seeing all the Black people that were in PG County, and to identify that we didn't have not one strip mall that was just us, blew my mind with all the stuff that we had, the resources. We were so, everybody was so proud to say they were from PG County, and I'm a lawyer, I'm a doctor, I'm all of this, and I'm like, where the money at then? You know what I mean? So that, and I'm sorry to go into that, but when you said the bottling, it's almost like that's the initial foundation of creating more in our community.
The name of our manufacturing is called Black Manufacturing. And so in short, we're Black Manufacturing is Black Man, right? So that's they've already got the LLC. I've already been in contact with the We Buy Black folks, and they basically said, if you build it, we will come, right? They've got a whole they've got a bevy of people that are making products in their garages, in warehousing and so forth, that aren't up to standards. They don't have the right compliance. They don't understand quality the way I do. I'm the head of quality in my day job, but I'm not going to give them a puff, even though they are my primary investor, right? Yeah. So they don't know that. So if this video gets leaked, I love you guys. And this is just a side little thing I'm doing. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. My wife, she runs the company. So she just asked me to come on tonight, and they be watching. Oh, okay. So I was telling my wife, the first thing we have to do is manufacture our own stuff, right? So we've got a powder line, because this is an instant lemonade, right? And what we pride ourselves on is that we want it to be the same deliciousness every time, right? If you mix it up and use the fresh lemons, you can get different varieties of lemons that can have off notes and off certain things. but we found a way to lock that same flavor in every time. And so when people come back, you want them to be able to say, oh, that's delicious beverage, right? You tasted that tardiness probably when you're out there, and we just wanted to keep that locked in. Plus, it's also a way to get other people involved, right? If we were bottling it and then trying to get other folks to get out there and sell it, that's problematic. It's things spoil. But as you saw, Mark, he mixes up fresh in the field, and anyone can do it. And he probably was by himself out there making that money, right? So
he was out there.
That's the business model for the future franchise, is that, hey, you can come in to Delicious Beverage as a concessions all the way up to this restaurant model that we're about to build. And so that's exciting. So we're going to be a restaurant in the front and a manufacturing and fulfillment center in the back. And so the powder line can not only bottle and package our product, but anybody else out there that's making a powder type product, we can change the packaging, change the line, change the whatever the size, and then boom, package them for them. Our bottling line that's bottling this, if you make something that can go through our bottling line, then boom, we just clean, flush, boom, run your product. We plan on also having a cosmetics and hair care, all the things that Black people are really good at. And go ahead.
Because the problem is, a lot of times as a small business, you can't afford to have your product manufactured because, the bulk size, they want you to do 500 units or 1,000 units. And sometimes you only need, maybe 50 a week is what you're doing. So a lot of times that stops some of our fellow entrepreneurs from being successful because they can't get their products made. So it's
called the minimum order quantity, MOQ. It kills us.
So that's the reason why we want to start our manufacturing business so we can help our fellow entrepreneurs.
Oh, wow, that's awesome. That's awesome. I think that, first of all, we want to thank you guys for joining us, because this, these are the conversations that why we did this series, because there are a lot of Black businesses that need spotlight or may not need it, but they're thriving. Like we found when we started a Black business series that we were actually doing good out there, than more so than any stories of bad businesses being bad. Everybody we come across with thus far has said that business has been good for them during the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
But again, your time, we're glad that you're spending your time with us, because you could be doing anything else on a Thursday night at 10:26, but you're sitting here with us, so we greatly appreciate you.
Yeah,
so
thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Yeah, I guess we can do one last round before we switch over. I just want to know first, okay, for a lot of people who don't know, where are you guys located at? Where's the bottling plant going to be at? Where we can be at?
So we started out as a California company. Long Beach, baby. And we were there for 4 years, and because of the pandemic, grinding. There's nothing about being out in the field, from selling it on the corner, parking lots, popping up in the mall. We have done it all, and so we even experimented with trying to live on this company 100%. For a year, we lived on Delicious Beverage out there hustling in California 100%. What was the name of the corner, babe?
South and Paramount?
Paramount South Street, baby. So anybody from Long Beach knows what I'm talking about.
You know where that's at.
South Street. There used to be a club there, and my cousin was telling me about it, and a couple gunshot fights. I don't know, but that club no longer existed, but the parking lot is still there. And we were out there selling January, February, March in the winter. And that was the beauty of California, that people were still rolling up, buying lemonade in the middle of the wintertime. And then we were hitting the concerts or whatever. Anybody from California probably knows about the taste of soul, and then also the taste of Oakland or Oakland soul or something. Ardent Soul in Oakland. They love us in Oakland, so appreciate y'all. But I was gonna say, because of the pandemic, we were forced to rethink the business, and we were able to divert our energy into creating these amazing products that you can get online now. And so definitely. And my day job allowed us to move to Atlanta. So we are currently in Atlanta and about to do it real big with the restaurant and manufacturing. We wanted to be closer to the We Buy Black community, because a lot of the businesses that they put in their black bag, I'm not sure what it's called, the monthly bag, are within a certain radius of Atlanta. So we wanted to make sure we had the biggest opportunity for success. And so just that platform alone, the business that we can get from there as manufacturers is going to be tremendous. So the restaurant will be somewhere in the metro Atlanta area. Our manufacturing facility will be in the metro Atlanta area.
And we didn't mention, so you met Mark in Maryland. So we also have an affiliate in Louisiana and Phoenix. So we have a total of 3.
Nice. Yeah.
We're growing. Slowly, we're growing.
Yeah.
Look, I'm hearing, I mean, there's a plan in place, and I'm seeing at least, I mean, the product is amazing. So I can only imagine, where it's going to go. CBE?
Yeah, my last question, because Al, you've been mentioning, going to the website, like trying to drive, traffic there for the purchases and stuff, and then, eventually you're talking about the Amazon and the Walmart.com.
Yep.
How do you think that being able to have the online presence has benefited you guys with, just the way of the world, how it's been the last year and a half, being able to, do a lot of the business online?
Yeah, absolutely. We're in the Instagram/Facebook doghouse right now. We got somehow affiliated with alcohol.
Oh, wow.
Because people use our product to make amazing alcoholic beverages. So they start
all kinds of delicious beverages
on our page about spicy pineapple and tequila. And,
sounds like a great combination.
And so somehow we got connected to alcohol, and now they won't advertise for us. They won't allow us to promote the product. So we're on there, and we're growing with the number of fans and whatnot. But we can only, what we post is our fans can share that, but we can't promote our stuff until we get out of the doghouse.
Wow.
Got it.
So here's an interesting question from the comments. I add flavor packets to my water. Is this something you all can offer?
This, I mean, we formulated it to be great with our sweet tea and lemonade, but there's a tremendous amount of people that use this straight into water. They squirt it into water, stir it up, so it's way less sugar. It has that flavor, and of course it's all natural. So people just use the strawberry water. It's much more healthier than those packets, because if you read the label on those packets, some of that stuff you can't pronounce. So we wanted labels that every word on the label, you know what it is and what it's for.
Very good point.
Cool. Nice.
Don't have a question. I just want to say, actually, congratulations. Thank you. Keep pushing the culture as far as the way that you have been. And your story and what you're trying to do and what you have been doing is what I look for into one day of seeing Black Wall Street happen again is because of the type of stuff that you two are doing. Is great for the next generation and even the ones even after that to see how you put it down, and hopefully that's they see the hard work and they're able to take and run with that and make it even bigger than what you were able to do with the time that you had it.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, so gave you guys a little bit of homework. And since we are music, I mean, since we're music based, we're into everything, movies. We love all that stuff. And everybody's answer most of the time is different. So we ask everyone their top 3 movies and their top 3 albums because it's just good conversation piece. So we can start with the movies, and we'll go from there.
Go ahead, babe.
Oh, okay. So top 3 movies. Menace to Society.
Hey,
Come on. Boiler Room. That's the business person in me. Great show. And Pulp Fiction.
Oh,
those are my top 3.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, those.
I'm so awesome. Remember the Titans,
Oh, awesome movie.
Drumline, and then my chick movie, The Notebook.
Nice.
Oh.
Okay.
Can't
Good
go wrong.
movie. So real quick about
Unfortunately, I know so much about that Notebook movie.
it just builds a little bit of character. So real quick about the Pulp Fiction, because we never got that one. And I love that movie. What is in that briefcase? Everyone, I always when I have conversations with people about Pulp Fiction, everyone has their own take on what's in that briefcase when they open it up, and all this gold just shines. You never see what's in it, but just the reflection of gold comes out of it. Do you have a take on what's in the briefcase?
I really don't. I really don't.
Okay.
It's a good mystery. Probably some gold. I don't know.
Good. Well, a couple people say it's his soul, Marcellus' soul, because they mentioned that a couple times throughout the movie. But I don't know. Good take on it. Let's do albums.
Okay, you first.
Jill Scott. Who is Jill Scott?
Hey.
Rihanna, Loud.
Okay.
And Beyonce, Homecoming.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
It's so old school, huh?
I thought the question was your favorite album.
It is.
So
of all time. Yeah, of all time. Oh, whatever.
Right.
You can do of all time.
Prince, Sign of the Times.
Hey, wait a minute.
Come on
Let's
now.
stop right there. Let's stop right there. Nothing else matters on that list. Nothing else is going to matter on that list.
So what I'm saying is, I literally only had one album here. And I said, I got to do 3 so I can conform. But I really had one album here, and then I added 2 more. So,
okay. Let's see
5 Minutes of Funk.
Oh.
Yeah, I've been beating out that Friends beat way before Snoop walked on the beat. This Corona. That Friends beat, that used to be my knock. You didn't have to answer the door. You knew it was me because I'm beating the Friends on the door. And then finally, The Chronic, Dr. Dre.
Ooh, okay. Awesome albums. Okay.
I always love to get the West Coast representation on here.
Come on now.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah, but let's remember the first thing he said was Sign of the Times. Just remember that. Let's remember that. That's an awesome album. Okay.
I went back and forth there.
No, that's a good one. All right. So you guys know E. Rich. He's our Cali representative.
Hey, Cali.
Yeah, and so I know you guys have probably formed an opinion of him right about up until now, right? Because this is where he is going to give you, his unpopular or popular opinion, and most people from here, turn the show off. I don't know. So if you leave during the middle of this segment, I understand. It's happened before.
Okay.
So go ahead, E.
No. So to give you just like I said, to give you a background of this segment of Is It Just E? Things that I think of that I feel like other people don't want to say. They don't want to just have, they have their own opinion, but they just really don't want to, they don't want to really kind of, poke the bear, if you will. One of the biggest ones, 2 of them, I'll tell you. One is that I truly believe that Taco Bell tastes better than Chipotle. But also being from California, we also know the real Mexican food is out here, period. Just the side taco trucks and all, and the ladies with the carts. But and of course, as the comment section has already hinted to, that lemon pepper wings are trash. You never get a consistent lemon pepper, so I think
Right.
that is the worst combination
Right.
ever. See that? Look, see, somebody else just believes it. So, and I try to create the segment based upon the guest or what's going on, and because you guys have blessed us with the drinks, one of the questions I always thought to myself was, is it just me? Or is crushed ice better than cubed ice when you put it in your drink? When you have it in your drink, right to this day, crushed ice seems to hit different than just the regular cube ice that you get anywhere else. The crushed ice seems to keep it doesn't water the drink down. And I believe every time that you drink, it's just enough. You still get enough ice that it keeps it cool, but like I said, it doesn't water it down. So in my opinion, crushed ice is way better than cubed ice.
Mm-hmm. And as a chemical engineer, it allows more heat transfer.
There you go.
Boom.
There it
Look
is.
at that.
See that?
That's what I'm talking about right there.
It cools the drink down 30% faster.
See? Look at that.
But okay, so prior to last week, before I tasted delicious beverage, everyone knows I'm a huge Chick-fil-A sweet tea fan, right? It's probably tons of sugar and not an amount of tea, but they used crushed ice, and it always waters my tea down faster than I can drink it. So forget crushed ice, cubed ice, because at least that lingers at the top. Crushed ice goes all the way to the bottom and it waters down that tea that I've been waiting for all week long.
That's because that tea is nothing but sugar, and therefore that's why it's getting weighed down. So what you need to do is get off of that 10 pounds of sugar that you're drinking in that styrofoam cup.
I don't care what it is. The only thing it was $2.99 out of my pocket, and I want what I want. So, PB, how do you feel on that?
I think when I think of crushed ice, and this is obviously different for E because living out in Cali, their seasons are different. But I think of summer when I think of crushed ice. Like I associate drinking beverages with crushed ice during the summertime. I don't know why, but I don't like if I'm thinking about cubed ice. It's not because of my everyday beverages. That's if I'm making cocktails on the weekend or something like that. So I haven't had a cocktail yet that is actually based around crushed ice. I know that there are, and I'm sure they're probably great. So, I mean, it probably is crushed ice, honestly. Like, because outside of drinking, like an old fashioned or something like that, yeah, I'm thinking summertime. I'm thinking by the pool, Doritos and some bologna sandwiches at the water park.
You guys have to don't mind CB. He cut his beard, and ever since then, it's just kind of been like I don't know what's happening after that. But oh man, he hit us with the bologna sandwiches. Okay.
Fanny, do you have a take on this?
I prefer cube.
Cube is old school, man. Like,
No,
remember those big trays you have to crack open and dump out the cube?
Yes.
Cube is old school.
My favorite is the sharp edges. But I like the cube because if I'm drinking a glass of water, I don't want crushed ice. Because every time you take a sip, all these little bitty pieces of ice going down your mouth, you're trying to keep up. I like the cube. I know where it's at.
I'm a crushed ice eater, though.
I know.
Yeah, that's probably what it is.
Yeah, I prefer the cube.
Exactly.
Food and a beverage.
All right. Exactly.
Plus, I was in Vegas once drinking some whiskey, and I said, "Do you want this on the rocks?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then I was like, "Wait a minute, what's that?" It was just one big rock.
Ooh, that's the best.
Wow.
Yeah, put mine over the big rock. And so
Yes.
she poured me some whatever it was, Glenlivets. So it's already $20. And then she added the rock, ice cube. $6.
Wow.
Because it was a perfectly shaped. Oh, it was beautiful. But $6 ice. Wow.
That's Vegas.
You know, people go crazy over Sonic's ice. They literally bag and sell our ice because people love their ice. And if you're thinking about it, ice is really just water, right? So it's just the way you freeze and cut your water. I don't whatever. Again, where can everybody find you? Where can we find you? You have social media, Facebook, website.
Yes.
Facebook is Delicious Beverage.com.
Oh, wait. Facebook. Delicious Beverage. Instagram is Delicious Bev LBC. LBC represent.
Yeah, we're gonna keep the LBC.
Right.
There it is.
Our website is deliciousbeverage.com.
Awesome.
And don't forget the promo code. Did you put that back up?
Yep, it's up. We will, and I'm gonna promote that for you because you got a couple people in the comments that definitely will be interested in. It's up here somewhere, but we'll put it up there. Lost it in the comments. Okay. So again, we want to thank you for joining us for Black Business Series. What's down? So the shoes get their own intro. It's just like a whole separate entity of the show. We're huge sneakerheads, and normally I play it about 2 or 3 times and piss everybody off in the comments. They like, don't press it again. There's the code again. I knew. Thank you, Coach. Thank you for looking up for us. See?
Thank you.
And I must have my phone turned off because I haven't heard the choo choo.
But yeah, so there it is. So this is where we do our shoes. CB, let me get you right. All right, CB, what's the copper drop this week?
So this week for copper drop, this wasn't planned that this year I was just going to be talking about the answer 4 as many times as we have, but Reebok is bringing back the shoe that Allen Iverson wore when he stepped over Tyronn Lue in the finals. That was an iconic moment. It's really one of the only moments that the Sixers had in that series, but people do remember that even though they lost, which, that just tells you, about that moment in general. So Reebok is bringing those specific shoes back. They're going to be $130. They're doing Lapstone and Hammer is actually getting an early release this week, but then the general release is first week of June. But I've talked about them already at least 3 times so far this year. This is a must cop for me. Like, I got to get this specific colorway because of what it represents. And I didn't have them back in the day when they originally released.
Nice.
What do you think, Cleo?
Look at the middle the middle image here. They frame the shoe as if he's stepping over. It's so disrespectful. But yeah, if I had a chance at him, I would definitely cop them. So if Al, Fanny, if you had an opportunity to get these, would you cop them or drop them? I mean, take them, drop them. Nah, you'll pass on them. If you had opportunity.
That's a cop.
There you
I'm
go.
out. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm not spending $130 on some shoes. I got supplies I need to buy. Support. Yeah.
We want to support Iverson.
Supporting. I just ain't getting no check.
You'll get a little bit.
Iverson getting the check.
He'll get a check. Iverson getting the check.
Okay.
He got that.
So that's a cop.
Can I just buy one shoe? My left shoe?
Yeah, he got that. He got that lifetime contract where he's still getting residuals off all the shoes that they come
Reebok
out
looking out for him.
Yeah.
All right.
That's a cop.
Allegedly.
Nah. So you know what? CB. So the question I have, well, everybody clearly knows this is a cop because this was the first non-Nike shoe that ever graced my feet to even be on any basketball court were these, and then I promptly took them off and put my J's back on. But anyway, are they still going to release the alternate colors now that they're doing this one?
Yeah, As far as I know, this kind of just came out of the blue, but they must have been planning it because they, if you guys remember, back when they did actual sneaker commercials,
Yeah.
Jadakiss was in this video for these shoes with Allen Iverson, and they brought him back to do some of the promo for the shoe coming back out. So I just think that it's the year for the answer 4 as far as Reebok goes. They're just bringing back a bunch of the colorways, and I'm not complaining personally.
All right, I'm convinced.
I like
I'm
it.
convinced.
I'll go first. Get this out the way. So episode 100. I mean, I think everybody's holding back for 100. All their heat that they've got, but I did get something.
Yes, man.
And I was telling the guys earlier this week that this is probably one of the most comfortable shoes I've purchased in a long time. So,
Are those the Deltas?
Yep, Delta 2s.
They look better in person.
Yeah, absolutely. React Sole, which is comparable to the Adidas Boost. This is a white color right here, and this is a brown. The light. There you go.
Damn. Is that suede?
Yeah, this part is suede, the
Nice.
brown. So he's doing a lot of that tag stuff right there lately. So, but yep, that's me.
Nice.
Who's up next?
I'll go ahead
Oh,
and
nice.
get
I
my.
just want to say real quick about that shoe.
Uh-huh.
I used to have a phrase when you see people, you're like, how many billionaires you wearing? You know what I'm saying? Like, you wearing Nike, he's a billionaire. You wearing
Jordan, these are big.
Jordan. No. Nike had nothing to do with Jordan. Jordan was just getting a check. But now that you're wearing Jumpmans, you're actually giving Jordan, who's a billionaire, his direct money. So I can appreciate Jordan making his Jumpman and him getting all the money.
So because it's the 99th episode, I figured I'd do something different. Yes, I am holding off on the heat for 100. So I'm gonna go with a shoe that I may have showed before, but I also feel like because they're releasing a crap load of dunks, I'm going here.
Hey.
And just Old Faithful, some SBs.
There you go.
Right? But like I said, I probably showed them before, which is cool. Not an issue. Just a little black and brown, it's the canvas, feel to it.
Strap.
But then I had to come up with something else, right? Because, as a sneakerhead, everybody always has this thing about, do you wear your shoes, right? And the answer is, hell yeah, I wear my shoes. I even wear older shoes that have been out for so long that you can tell that I wear my shoes. So
see how he snuck two in there, CB? He snuck two in there.
Just making sure that everybody knows that I wear my shoes. Even as old as they are. The 21s, by the way, 21s, old as they are.
Wow.
You mean let me show you some shoes I wear? Hold on.
We'll be keeping Alan Fanny here for the entire night. So these joints right here.
Oh boy. Okay.
I could have saved these for 100 just because of the story behind them, but these joints are really hard to find. They're not on StockX. They're not on GOAT. They're not on any of the major sites because they specifically dropped in South Africa in honor of the South African rugby team winning the 2019 World Cup. They are sponsored by ASICS. So ASICS made a special commemorative pack for them. It was like a special jersey and these Gel Light 3s.
Whoa.
They say 2019 world champion on them. They got a Springbok on the back.
Wow.
Let's see. And it's the color of the jersey. They have a gold and green jersey. See the flag back there. And these are special for me because my brother-in-law is South African. He's from Durban. So the fact that they won the World Cup, that was huge. And then being able to, me being a sneakerhead, it was just perfect that they did a sneaker release to commemorate the victory. Awesome. So this was, I searched for these. I've been hunting for these for a while, and to be able to find a pair in my size is this was a come up.
Nice.
Wow.
Awesome.
I'm nervous about his 100th shoe now. I'm nervous now.
Uh-huh.
I'm
Oh,
nervous.
don't you worry.
That
I
was
got.
bad. I would have saved
Don't
it.
worry. Exactly. But no, again, we want to thank you guys for joining us tonight. Again, you could have been doing anything else this time of night on a Thursday, but you sat here with us and you gave us some good knowledge. I'm definitely going to be using that promo code to purchase some things. But I'll be keeping my eyes and see what all these great things is getting ready to happen. But again, we want to thank you for joining us. Delicious Beverage for joining us tonight.
Enjoyed it.
And we just got notified from the USPTO that our trademark for that logo. Don't be jacking our logo. That's trademark now.
There we go.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
This guy.
Good. We're gonna be promoting the show throughout, and hoping to get some eyes on this for you guys. But again, thank you. Thank everybody for watching. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. African.
Yeah.
The comments go on. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Hang out in the room real quick while we go off air. But see you guys hopefully next week for episode 100.
All
All right, y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Peace.
All right.